I've got a hard stop, guys, of like 35 minutes.
Yeah, library enforcement.
Oh, well, that's even
That's
better.
okay, we can do a little late.
You all set?
I'm sorry, I'm on TV and I'm misbehaving. Imagine that. Hi, good evening or afternoon. Jean Marie Caterina, meeting of the Rules and Policies Committee, which is not regularly scheduled meeting. We meet as needed. With me are our fellow counselors, Karen Shoup and Nick McGee. There are no minutes to approve. And there's only one agenda item that was brought forward by Counselor Shoup. So if you wanted to talk to us about that, that would be great.
Sure. So I currently am the chair of the Appointments and Negotiations Committee, and I think as most of you guys know, I served on those committees prior to that, probably the last 8-9 years. And I was part of the process this past year with the reappointments, I think in December and things like that. And I think I started to see a trend, and then I started to get some feedback from a couple of different committee members, specifically into regards to, you know, how come this person's been on this committee for so long? I know we had some issues come up with conflict of interest and things like that, where we were feeling, or one of the comments we had was, you know, what if we just kind of naturally timed people out? So if there was a situation where some people, I mean, we did have some people who were directly saying they felt certain members of the board had a conflict of interest, and that's their opinion, but sometimes I feel like you can correct those errors or kind of get rid of those problems by timing people out. The other thing is, I mean, generally, as we just did the ad hoc community center reviews last night, I mean, this town has changed. Our population is now over 23,000 people. Really smart, really educated people who are now really looking to get involved. I've done a little recruiting here and there, pushing people to get involved. But I look at those applications and I think it would be great to have space available on certain committees that they bring value to. Where certain committees right now, we don't have space because we have people who have been on them forever and they do add value. But I do want to give people, the new people, a chance. And I think I've received some consistent feedback about how come we don't have this. Can we have this? Is this reasonable? Is this not reasonable? When Nick and I did the charter review, I think.
I was on charter review
That's right. Oh
also.
my God, that's right. All of us did. And I think, I don't know if that was during those meetings that one of the conversations we had was, well, you know, if the board's blank, we're not gonna leave a spot open. So I think on the flip side, we're not looking to, after a hard three-year terms, phasing people out. If a committee doesn't have applications and we don't have, and there isn't people interested, we don't want to leave committees unstaffed. But I think if we do have the opportunity to get more residents involved, who might bring a different perspective to them, I think it might be good to be able to give them that opportunity.
So your proposal is what?
To be this, it would be the same as our term. So basically, you can do three-year terms, and then you'd have to do a timeout.
Okay.
And I think one of the conversations we had was a timeout can look like a day, a month. If after a month, there's no, because I believe it's soft about how long they have to take that time out.
I'm gonna look at Tony
There
because,
is
yeah, what's the
no-
charter say with planning board and?
It's three-year consecutive terms.
Right.
So
Okay.
let me throw this in the mix.
Yeah.
I'm filling a term. That doesn't start the 3 years.
Right.
So you said you'd like to have it like the town council and the board. Would that also apply? You have to have 3 consecutive 3-year terms. So if I come in halfway through, I could still say stay on more than the 3. Right.
Full terms,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's a minor thing to me if
yeah.
we do that.
And to me, the timeout issue, it's not a day, it's not whatever, it's until the next appointments happen, which is a year usually. To be fair, or to be the same as other committees. Now, right now, it's my understanding it's the planning board, zoning board of appeals, and is that it? It's the judiciary boards, correct? That it's,
town council, board of education, and then full voting members for planning board or the board of appeals.
Okay, yeah, the judiciary boards,
Right,
okay,
but
thoughts,
not
Mike?
the board of assessment. They don't have one, do they? They're not.
No, because they don't meet on a regular basis and they don't really set policy like the
Right.
other
Okay,
boards do.
right,
And under
they
state
review-
statute, they don't.
right,
That's
yeah,
what you're saying,
yep.
so.
For what it's worth, I think we could craft something where it mimics what we do here with 3 consecutive terms. However, leave language in there that if there's a vacancy or no candidate ready to operate, that person can continue to stay on that board until another person is found. You can
That-
do that.
That's already in there.
Right.
That's currently in the ordinance. or the-
Oh,
Okay, so
yeah,
maybe
you're
that's
not
what I'm
replaced
thinking,
on this, yeah, yeah.
I mean, that's what I'm thinking.
I mean, and I do like the idea of trying to incorporate new people into the mix.
Yeah.
The other thing is, we have so many boards and committees. I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing if you take somebody who's been on something for like 9 years. And then maybe they look at a different board or committee to serve on,
Yes.
because that institutional knowledge can still remain within the fold, so to speak. But yet they could just serve on a different capacity within the town somewhere. So I'm more comfortable saying that. I'm comfortable with the term limit. And knowing that we're not kicking them out completely of our community. There are other opportunities for them to help.
Right. My concern, I'm just gonna throw this into the mix, is that historically, since I bring that perspective to the council, we don't always have enough people to fill the boards. So, so if you've got this term limit thing, you either have to have it, enforce it, or you don't have it, in my book. There can't be something, oh, okay, never mind, let's make believe in the middle. So are we leaving ourselves open to the possibility of not having enough people on committees? Because we do have the ANC, Appointments and Negotiations Committee, whose job it is to look at applications. And if the ANC feels that a person's not doing what they should be doing, that committee can say, no, thank you, we're good. We've decided we want to bring in someone new or whatever. So that's what I'm weighing, back and forth.
I think some people were not very receptive to want to bring new blood in this past year.
What-
And
What do you mean by that?
just that they were, like we had really good applications for community services and rec advisory board.
Yeah.
And there just really wasn't a lot of taste or interest in, I think because we do have seasoned people on there.
Right,
To remove them.
but who's they who didn't want to remove them? Because it's up to the ANC.
Right.
The argument that we're fighting against there though is that I have somebody that's here that's got X amount of years' experience on this board. Why am I gonna remove that for somebody who's never served in the community?
Right.
Right?
Right.
So with the term limit option, it kind of makes that decision for you, which is you need to off ramp and let somebody else in. And even if that off ramp is clearly about 30 days, a day, a week, whatever it is, that off ramp could be a really short amount of time before they start in again. But
Well, I think it depends. Personally, for me, I actively recruit people to volunteer, and I have for years because I like it. And I'm like, you should volunteer. I think you should try this committee. And I know, that's why I'm here. That's what Don Hamill was doing. He's like, you really like this, Karen, you should try this.
Mhm.
And I think that is part of one of my goals is I have, we also do have a lot of applications from the ad hoc community center that did not get appointed.
Right,
And I'm like, well, what other committee would you like to join?
right.
Things like that. And
Sure.
so I would love to be able to convert people like that and get them on some committees.
I mean, if you look at who this would impact at this stage, like if we implemented something and set a tick to effect in 2024, 2025, we're not kicking anyone to the curb immediately. I mean,
Right.
would those people still be at the 9 years plus, whatever, and then we're giving them more plus here. I feel like if they've served this community for that long, it's probably okay that they try a different committee, and it's not gonna hurt them. And there's so many opportunities in this town, so many.
And I kind of like the idea of encouraging people to try a different committee.
Mhm.
I like that worked well for me personally as well.
So if you were to draft how would you draft it?
I don't know, Mr. Ordinance Man.
I'm looking at both of you, I know what I would do, but.
Well, I think you'd want to amend the committee's manual, for one
Right, yep,
thing.
that's what I was looking
And
at, is the
then,
opening.
if you want to craft it similar to what the charter states, we could do it that way as well. You know, three-year terms, three consecutive three-year
Would we need
terms.
to update the charter?
No, you're updating the
Circumvent it.
ordinance.
Yeah,
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
they're not
And it would be,
insured.
it would be determined by, I mean, I can run it by legal, but I think if we just do that one, was it 302A or something like that? Then we should be able to cover all, because the bulk of the committees lie within that document anyways.
And the committees are
Pleasure.
created, exactly,
Yeah.
created by the council, so that's
Right.
not
and
charter.
the Conservation Commission surprised me that they don't have limits, because that's a commission created by the state, but I don't think they have.
It's not part of our,
Yeah.
when we organized that committee, it wasn't part of that
Yeah.
piece.
Yeah, that's kind of a poison state, something.
I can draw something up. I can work with Kristen and
That
draw
would be
something
good.
up and send it out to you guys, and then we can also have legal counsel look at it as well. I meant to contact legal this week. It's been a crazy week.
Yeah.
So I would assume the process would be find a draft and then we would have to reconvene and then
To move it forward,
to move forward to council, which would then kick it over to ordinance.
or we could just
We can
move
go
it to
right to
ordinance,
council.
or go right to, if
We
it's
can go
just,
right to council.
Okay.
Doesn't
because
have to go to ordinance.
Alright.
who's ordinance?
Me and Nick.
So, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
That's what I thought. I knew two of you were, but we can craft something up and get it out, and then. the
Does
committee
it need to
can
come
vote on
back to rules and policies?
Yeah, the
for
committee should
ordinance?
vote it out of
Okay.
committee to put it forward.
So I know what I can see happening with this, it doesn't start till 2024. I mean, because you want it to be consistent, start with January 1st, 2024. That it's three consecutive three-year terms. And then after that, you will take a break. You know, there's a break there, that's where it, to me, gets a little wonky.
No, it does. I don't know if we should clarify.
Because it's not like we have an
or
election,
if
you
we
wait
should
till the
just leave
next
it vague.
election or
I don't know
whatever.
if we should clarify or just leave it vague and
Wasn't there something that was like a 1 year off? Is that somewhere?
No, because,
No.
not really. With the council and the Board of Education,
Yeah,
it's gonna be,
elections.
yeah, it's just about a year anyways.
Right.
You're gonna take out papers to run
So maybe,
again.
maybe that's what I'm,
So-
yeah.
Yeah,
Is it worthwhile saying you're gonna take a year off before you can get back on the committee? You just serve 9 years.
To me, if your purpose is you want new blood, then they should sit it out, but that's my opinion.
Well, if they've got a year off, I'm gonna assume that appointments is fill that vacancy in the meantime.
Right.
So somebody else might roll off
Right,
before they have another shot.
right. So do you want to put in the 1 year?
You know, take a year break from that same committee. I mean, does it stop them from the next day along?
if you guys aren't worried about them being short-staffed,
Well, then I think there's a
That's
provision,
Potential.
I think we should have that provision, in there, which is if there's not enough candidates to
Well-
fill the vacancies, then they can continue to serve.
I was just gonna say, what you said prior,
Yeah.
what you just said, probably should, we have it in there already as, until your vacancy is filled.
Oh,
can-
right, that's
right,
right.
so we
I
can
forgot about
word it.
that. Yes,
Okay.
We
I like
can,
that.
I'll work on something
Okay.
and then
Yeah.
get it back to you. Yeah. It'll be next week.
all right. Anything else? Put in
I think so. I appreciate you guys taking the time to listen
it?
to
Can we have a
this.
motion? Let's make it formal. So we move what?
I'll move to impose a 3 consecutive 3-year term limit on all appointments and committees. um, With a minimum of 1 year off, with the exception of vacancies.
And take effect January 1st, 2024. And that we're sending it over to our good town clerk and assistant town clerk to draft for us for the next meeting.
Okay.
That's a motion.
Sorry, that,
All in favor? Unanimous.
Yeah, public comment.
Oh, I can't see. Do we have anyone from the public?
No.
Do we have anyone sitting here? Anyone else? No. I have a motion for adjournment.
So,
Second.
All in favor? All right, that's
Right.
right. That was easy. Thank you.
easiest thing I've ever been a part of.
Oh,